As an East African woman, recently unraveling stored trauma and discovering what my boundaries are, after unpacking all the ways being abused has led me to not connecting intimately with my husband and not knowing what I like and how to be present during intimacy, I'm curious to know how to begin expressing this and experiencing bliss, especially because he doesn't fully comprehend the impacts of my healing and the need for it in the first place.
So I think, like, I'm assuming she's had conversations with her husband and he's not quite getting it. But I think it's really important for them to not just hear it mentally and go, hey, I've got all this trauma, this is what I'm unpacking, but for you to actually be in the feeling and in the vulnerability, like, so that he can feel the significance. You're not just like, hey, you know, I've got a lot of this trauma, this is really significant for me. You're kind of like making contact with like the feeling of what it would mean for him to hold that space for her. A lot of men, like, they need to feel that to be like really moved. And then from then on, I think in terms of the actual intimacy, inviting them in like a very gentle way. Like, I think some of the most beautiful stuff is without penetration. So even just like being held gently or running a bit of like sensual energy, but there's no pressure to have sex.
It can feel very difficult to explain what you're trying to say, especially if you don't know. Sometimes it's like you just know you're triggered by this, or you just know that this really upsets me, but you can't understand why, and they just see it as like, okay, this is something she gets angry about, but they're not fully understanding the depth of it. Understand that I need to show you, I don't know how to.
And in those times, I think it is effective then for you to do your own inquiry or do it with a therapist or whatever, but like so that you can really, so that you know what the hell's going on.